Alright. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so we are up. I am back. Everybody who's in the house? Okay, sorry, 1 second. I'm trying to. What the heck just happened? Okay. Alright, so Lionel's here. Thank you. Appreciate you. Let's see who's commenting on the. Okay, just you. We have this person. I don't remember who you are, guys. Rosen. At this point, if GameStop buying back shares at 1.1 quarter, priced pre-split, it's 4 times its value. That split. Yes. All right, guys. Hey, Michael, what's up? What's going on? I know you heard the news already, you know. Moran's was on earlier. I was just finishing up his live stream. I wasn't able to listen to it live. But, yeah, we all knows the news, you know. We're kind of expecting that already. And I'm sure, you know, Ryan Cohen's going to be following suit, maybe, I don't know. But, hey. It's a nice thing to see that, you know, a guy who's been the right-hand man of Ryan Cohen has been buying into the company. So this is the guy, just in case you don't know, he has a X account right here. And he usually talks about GameStop on his tweet all the time, right? And this is the most recent one that he just posted. And it says the economic alignments between executive, that's him, Ryan Cohen, and, you know, the executives out there. Employee, right? Board member, that's the chairman, right? The board director and all that stuff. And shareholder is important and too often is missing, right? He's trying to signal to you this is a good buy price point. So if you don't know that already, that's on you, right? Of course, like people are, you know, we'll see what the naysayer would be saying at this moment. It's like, oh, it's only 10,000 shares. That's nothing, right? He worth million, but he only buys 10,000 shares. So okay, $10,000 at 11. So that, what is that? Let's do the math. That's $110,000. That's a pretty substantial amount in one go too, like, you know, in one day. So, you know, hey, he's probably just not over leveraging himself, right? He just buy what he can at the moment, and he only have $100,000 to throw at GameStop at the time, you know. So we're not over leveraged. We're not borrowing money to buy what we could with money we don't have here. So this is why this investment is so good. But anyway, welcome to the show. I know there's a few people here. Thank you, Michael. Howdy. Okay, so I don't have much, honestly. I just came here to kind of like see what this indicator is doing today. Now, the short interest yesterday was like 24.8. Now it's down to 24.47. Not quite sure what's happening there. Of course, like, I guess it changes every single day. It's being traded, so just be on the lookout for that. I've seen as high as 30 something over here, but again, I don't know how it's being calculated. You know, the fact that the price point is kind of teeter to the price target that we've been looking for, and I'm sure a lot of people are looking at that as well. The $9, I'm still assuming that they're going to try to drive the price down, even though the executive is buying into it. But who knows? It might be gapping up tomorrow. We don't know how they're going to play that. But it's a good signal when the executive are buying. And when they sell, it's only to pay off taxes and stuff like that. So even the executive that just left, he hadn't sold his share either. So so again, like anybody who holds this company knows what it is. So that's why they're just waiting and see what's going to happen to this company. Company as in like the price share, the price point of this company. But as far as like the company growth and all that stuff, that's still to be seen, to be played out. I'm not saying like I'm not seeing growth here. I'm saying that they're setting up for something amazing that perhaps people are not quite seen yet, right? I could speculate a whole bunch of stuff that they could do for the company, but it would be wrong. Would just be me speculating on a whole bunch of stuff. Buy more share tomorrow, $9 a share for me is great. Yeah, but you've been buying like every single day, right? So that's not, it's a good strategy to have when you have full-time job, right? At least in the company that you believe in the long term. I think to me that's the best strategy. Okay, so let's take a look. As you've seen earlier, crypto has been kind of crashing a little bit here. I don't know how far it's going to come down to. But if you look, hold on, let me see. Why am I going to Bitcoin all of a sudden? I think I wanted to show you something here. And I want to address one of the comments that I noticed. Not the new ones, I already addressed that comment yet, but I think there is a spin there I would like to kind of tell you about. But hold on, let me see. Bitcoin right here. Now, I think the green line, I don't know why I have so much stuff. Now, this indicator, of course, it doesn't work on Bitcoin for some reason. Short volume for this exchange is not reported by FINRA. So that indicator is not going to work. But let's see if I could kind of see what this little Fibonacci thingy, retracement, maybe, I don't know. Perhaps I was looking at like $30,000 still. I haven't, buying any. But because of happening, that could be a place to. Like, was it 4 years ago that it was doing that happening thing? Let's see. No. So around this time, yeah, it could do for another run, like an all-time high thing. I don't know. Again, like I predicted the wrong direction for the Bitcoin, but I'm still looking for a pullback a little bit here. But it might not be pulling back at all because that's what it did before. Maybe just a slight pullback before it run to the next level here. Like if you look at the stock to flow for Bitcoin, it's going to be a little bit. It's like it's the best time to buy, right? Stock to flow. Just look that up if you're interested in it. Hello, GME fam. Yes, Carter, thank you for joining. So today, again, I don't have much to talk about here. The exception, of course, it's a good news that the insider is buying. And usually, when Larry Cheng buy, I'm sure Ryan Cohen will come in next, perhaps. But it's refreshing to me to hear, the vision of the whole company just through through Larry Chain tweet, right? And of course, everything that he tweet, usually it's kind of like related to GameStop. And of course, like he had other investment as well. So this is another investment right here. I've never looked into it, honestly, because, you know, I don't know enough about the company to care about it, you know. But he have other investment as well that, you know, like US Mobile and all that stuff. Not quite sure which company is an extreme undervalue. I think it's GME. Okay, 30% says GME. 34% says IEP. I don't even know that one. Of course, Tesla, it's like, it's different. Okay. Hey, whatever. Alright, so let's look at the short interest real quick. Like I like to look at this one, the option chain, to kind of like see what the direction of the option chain is going to pull the price to. Because usually, you know, if people are betting up and down, I'm sure tomorrow people are going to try to buy call options like crazy. So maybe the implied volatility will spike. In that case, you know, option seller is going to be having a field day on that too. Okay, so tomorrow, no, not tomorrow. For Friday, April 12th. So yesterday it was $12, now it's $11.50. So just go to show you it's kind of like change, you know, as time goes on. Of course, this massive amount of call option here. I don't know if market maker would can stomach the run up, because gamma ram might ensue because of the insider buying, right? So I suspect that they will kill the momentum right under $12 right here. So there are still some contract in the money here for put option right there. So that option might be driving the price down as well. But even if it's down to $10.50 right there, you know, if it goes down to that, this contract would be in the money. That might drive the price down still. So it depends on where they want to bring the price to. But the option chain says the resistance is going to be $12, I think, for Friday. But who knows? Again, something could happen where, you know, if Ryan Cohen were to jump in the lit market, maybe, right? Who knows? Anyway, so for the next week, it's $13.50, so it's a lot higher. But you see this 11,000 contract right here? That's in the money, so they might, you know, sell some share into the market. And if it dropped down to 10, that's going to cascade as well, because this $19,000 could be in the money as well. And I think this is why the price kind of dropped too, is because there's so many call options. Put option that were in the money for next week right there. So some of them might already been exercised or been sold into the market already for a profit. And so this is how call option, you know, affects the price of the stock. And it was like telling, let me hold on one second. One second. Alright, sorry. My bad. Okay, so I was thinking that I lost my train of thought, you guys, sorry. Let me look at the chat real quick. All the cool kids are buying right now. All right. Well, hopefully they're not quote unquote kids. Hopefully they know how to invest in the right company. Hi, I follow your channel for a long time. Can you tell me what is the voice all about? What do you mean? Do I have a terrible voice? No. I mean, what do you mean by that? Something change it. No, I don't have any voice change or anything. I think I saw one comment about that. Maybe I'm just low registered, perhaps. So years ago, when I talk on the phone or anything like that, they tend to like back in high school or something, I just feel like my voice is just too high, so I just try to, anytime I talk to people, I try to bring it down. So perhaps that doesn't seem natural to you, but this is how I talk normally now, but yeah, when I get excited, sometimes I do, my register is kind of like high pitch, and so I try to be self-conscious in that sense. So perhaps that's what happened. So I hope that I answered your question, but thank you for watching though. It could be because of the microphone as well, maybe I'm just not using it the right way. So, but yeah. No, it sounds like you have a voice changer. No, I don't. Not at all. My bad, sorry. And anyways, love your channel. Keep it up. Follow. From Denmark. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Wow, all over the world. So I've got somebody from Germany, and then now you're Denmark. Cool. Is it as good as it says it is? There's no homeless over there. Just a quick question. Never been to Denmark before, but I've heard good things about the country. Anyway, so back to the the option chain here. I usually follow this one just to see what the resistance and the usually you could tell. Depends on which time frame you're looking into. So that's why I usually watch some of the, option chain here. Try to read how would the market maker play these things. And it seems like, some of the put option are non-existent at the moment. You see all this, like only 115 right here at $11. So nobody seemed to short this thing at all. And I think this is where market maker is just like they cannot have a momentum up, right? Because that's going to ensue but again, this is why it's so hard to play, so hard to make money if you play option on GME in particular, right? I just recently watched a brief synopsis of Tony De Niro live stream with that mediocre trader, and they were explaining options and all that stuff. I didn't want it to watch too much, but I bet you anything they're trying to teach people how to do options and all that stuff. Look, if you understand what option is, I don't mind you playing that at all, as long as you understand the risk associated with it. And not all option is created equal either, so you have to know what the implied volatility is the minute that you get in. And also just be aware that anytime there's any popular movement, just like today, Larry Change just bought in. So I bet you anything, if you look at the implied volatility for tomorrow, it's going to be a lot higher than it used to be. So on average, just so you know, on average, ever since the run, right, GME has the implied volatility around 60 to 100. That's really high. Just for reference, for option buyer, the best time to buy is 20%, right? That's 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 a good time to buy. But it's never been a good time to buy call option. So that's why these people who are buy call options don't get that quick return, and as long as you pick the right direction, right? And even if you buy puts, like I said it before, you might not be able to sell it at a price that you might like, right? So you probably buy it at $100, and even if it's the right direction, let's say you think that GameStop's going to go down to $5, right? You buy it right now at what is $5? So the price is non-existent at the moment. So let's say you think that GameStop's going to drop down to $7.50, okay, by May 3rd or whatever. And you buy this one, but you have to pay $500 for this one. $500, that's a lot. And GME would have to drop that much lower right here. 35% by that date, right? For you to even make a profit. So if it dropped by 20%, you're not going to make any profit. You might get some from it, like, instead of $500, you might get $200, but you pay $5, right? And then you're like, but it dropped down to $9. Why am I not making money? Well, that's the whole point, is that you're not looking at the implied volatility. And the thing is, like, who set the price for those options, do you think? It's the same people that are able to manipulate the price of GME. And that's what you don't understand, like, these people. Again, like, yes, if you guess the right way, the right time, and all that stuff, you could make a lot of money. But you risk a lot to make that money too. And it's time sensitive. So if you buy share, you could hold it forever, right? Yes, you're not going to make like a gazillion dollars of, a gazillion percentage in one move, but at least you hold a share of the company. But anyway, so that's my thought on option here. When you move around close or far from the microphone, you get a double up effect on your voice. Oh, okay, I see. I know, I have a Yeti microphone here, so, and the way that I have it set up, it's kind of like over the microphone. So, but yeah, I'll try to be a lot better. No wonder I have no new subscriber. Like, I feel like Dynamite has more subscriber than I am. I'm kind of bitter on that. Like, come on, you guys help me out. No, I'm kidding. Love Dynamite _41. So shout out to him. Okay, concerning the homeless, we have very, very few. We paid 50%, that's what I heard, 50% tax, so we have a lot of extra privileges. Okay. Like free school, free medical, they, okay. Wow, $900. We even receive $900 per month for studying. Okay. Nice. And when you are actively searching for a job, you get money while you don't have a job. So, I mean, were you born there or moved there? I left from, okay. Duh. I just left Los Angeles literally on the plane to Amsterdam now. Oh, wow. Los Angeles was so insane with the homeless. Of course, yes. When I first got to in this country, from my hometown, from my home country, I thought there's no homeless in the U.S. You guys, I really think that. And I'm from a third world country. What they deemed us, but it's not anymore. But it used to be, and it was like, yeah, you're born. Okay, cool. But yeah, so it's insane to me that we have the richest country in the world and we still have this homeless problem. And it really speaks to the corruption that we have in our political system, I think, I'm becoming disenchanted with what we could achieve. And of course, and that's what corruption does. It doesn't matter how much the country can achieve. If you have a corrupt government official, you're not going to benefit the people that live in the country that they were born in, right? Now, I wasn't born here, so, but I still have that love for the democracy, that the U.S. is sold to the world, right? Yes, we have freedom to talk about a little bit of thing, a little bit of that, but now even then, you get censored as well because of the high-tech involvement with the government. I don't know if you're aware of how Twitter used to be very censored before Elon Musk got in, right, or bought it. And so it used to be like government, very tight regulations on what you should be let on, deplatform people for disagree with a certain people. So yeah, a lot of that happening in this country, and yeah, it breaks my heart, but what can I do? I'm only one person. But yeah, that's insane though. 50%, as long as you have all of those things taken care of, I don't mind paying 50% at all. But I think, even with the tax paying people that are here, with the tax collections and all that stuff, I think it's enough for doing, like we don't have to have, let's see, free healthcare? Free school, it could be done, I think, free schooling, it should be done in this country. Maybe not free medical, but more like a universal healthcare type thing, like Australia. That would work too. It's just low cost in general. But again, because the private sector got into, the same private equity, I bet some of them operating nursing homes and all that stuff in America, they take most of the cuts, right? It's not that we could not afford it. It's just that they overinflated the price because the private sector have been kind of like the middleman between the government and the healthcare. You see it happen in the Medicare system for older people, older population here. So there's a lot of that happening. So, but anyways, thank you for sharing. Appreciate that. Your voice is fine. I hear everything loud and clear. It was just a fun question. I know. I think reason Dynamite has a lot of followers isn't because of isn't going deep into the boring analysis. Hey, my analysis is not boring. Yeah, sometimes it does, but I appreciate that though. Which is why DFV also had almost no following in the start. Yeah, I was just talking to Lionel actually about that, because he wasn't, kind of aware of that. It's one of those things where you have to kind of be in the play before. Now, I wasn't in the group, obviously. I joined in to his channel when it was blown up already by the media. And at the time, he had like 500,000 subscribers already. But when I was looking at his live stream, though, I noticed there's no one commenting on his, chat. And so it's like, it wasn't, he wasn't that big. And I was like thinking to myself, like, would I buy GameStop at the time, if I were to listen to him, right? I was like, what if I'm in that group, and it's like, would I make the decision to buy GameStop at the time? Because before then, when he was talking about GameStop at that time, it didn't have Ryan Cohen, right? Ryan Cohen wasn't in it. And so it was just all speculation, but with the analysis that, hey, the intrinsic value of the company is in here because the share price was so cheap. You get like 200 equity in the company when you buy into it. So currently you have 40%, right, which is the highest of any company with the CEO that we love, and with the good CEO, with the good, prospect of growth into the company in the future, and also to a company that is profitable, right? The unfortunate part is that we were neglected. I'm talking about the company, neglected for decades under investment, and Ryan Cohen addressed that on one of his interview as well, right? He was saying that GME was underinvest on the technology aspect of it, underinvest in, the mismanaged by the old, crew in GameStop. And we all know why they do that stuff. And of course, over, stored everything, oversaturated in one little cluster of stores that, could be spread it out more. But they don't do that. Again, they don't care because the name of the game is to over leverage and use debt to do that. But anyway, back to Roy and Kitty. So back then, you don't have what we have now with the sure thing of, leadership and all that stuff. So I'm thinking, it's like, would I buy into GameStop at that time? But, thinking about it right now, I would have. I honestly would, because of that intrinsic value alone. Like if you get, hey, you buy 1 for 2 in the future, right? If it goes well. So that's why it was such a. But were you in that crew too, like in the beginning? I'm just curious if you're like one of the original OG over here into GameStop. Okay. All right. Wow. Let's see. So let's go to the most boring thing. Okay. So I was looking at one of my comments, and I noticed something strange a little bit. Of course, I have a theory in my head, and I feel like it's conspiratory ish. So it just prefaces that ahead of time here. Okay, so this comment right here, I think I read it in one of my my live before. Let me blow it up real quick. Okay, hold on. Thank you. Can I? Here we go. Okay, so the reason why I'm most suspicious of this, I don't think this is human, you guys, now, unless whoever you wrote, if you're human, raise your hand right now or forever hold your peace. Because this person was saying that you could not have bought her. Meanwhile, this Mashoni, no. They said, I ask you to check out this particular company, right? And I wonder why that particular company in particular, like so specific too. And of course I did a kind of like analysis on the stock itself.